Hello, Job Doer here, and today's little adventure is going to be another cookbook review. And this one here is well, it's probably in the title, like always, but this is a cookbook based on a show that, let me see here. Alright, never mind. Goldbergs, right? Goldbergs. Sitcom, TV show right now. That right there is not the real Goldberg family. That's the you know, actors that play the different characters. And so, this book is by Beverly Goldberg, with written with Jen Fujiwara. I guess my Japanese is not very good. And an epilogue by the real Adam F. Goldberg. Right down there it says. And so, you know, it's a nice sized book. Based on the TV show. Now, I did a little research. When I said little, I mean pretty much literal. And I believe I cannot track down a real original book from the show. I think that part is made up, fabricated. I would agree that, you know, that she had some recipes, like everyone has recipes they cook from. And, you know, they turned some into a book, and maybe they embellished some of them. But this right here is actually what the real Beverly Goldberg looks like. Right on the back there, and she has a write-up about here too. The book, when I got it, 1995, probably got on sale a little bit, maybe not. You know, it's fairly new. It's still out there. You can still find it, and published by Universe. All right, Universe Publishing. Anyways, so it has recipes pertaining on the show. In fact, there's an introduction there. You know, actor plays Murray. A lot of pictures in here, and they have on the chapters a lot of like little words of wisdom at the bottom here. You know, preheat that oven. It's parmen time. Beverly Goldberg. Whether she said in real life or from the show, who knows? But then inside also they'll have like the Bez meaty baked ziti. It talks about from what season and what episode that this dish was in the show. But, you know, it gives a little write-up here on each recipe that's in the book here. And, you know, gives you the ingredients and how to make it. You know, pictures of the dish. There's the world-class shrimp parm, which I'd love to make that eventually. Not what we're doing today, though. There's Bev Goldberg, the actress that plays her. And, yeah, there's also in here, besides a bunch of, you know, which seems to be a lot of, you know, down-home grub. You know, good food here. They have desserts, they have main dishes, side dishes. Oh, those look delicious. Also not what we're making, though. And they also have little parts here. Here's a big part here. Little words of wisdom, right? Has some little written rules in here and whatnot. And once again, I'm not too sure if that's just from the show, if that's from the real Bev Goldberg. Glossary in the back, index. Same thing, it looks like the kind I like. It has recipes by the recipe, and it has recipe by ingredients. So here I'm noticing that they have a sausage, shrimp, and then side dishes listed here. And so, you know, this, like I said, I like these kind of indexes. Drinks, eggs, and beef. Epilogue, also by M.F. Goldberg. This here looks like the real family. Yeah. So we get the glare off there about Bev. Anne's probably the little one in the bottom here. And Eric. I think, you know, instead of an Erica, there's actually an Eric in the family. They have 3 boys. And, so, moving on. Bev's perfect cold cut slice. So like I said, you know, little things to read here. And about what we're going to do today, you know, for a recipe is we're going to make, when I say we're, I just mean mostly me, but this here, page 131, Rugelach, right? Should kind of look like this right here, like a little crescent roll with goodness inside of it. And to make this here, let me see, I'll read the top here what it says here. This is from Season 3, Episode 3, Jimmy 5 is Alive. Rugelach is a sweet pastry, so whenever my friends are getting salty, I pull out my Rugelach recipe. It's the perfect thing to keep their Frinta mouths full. So I'm the one who gets to do all the talking, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Yields 4 dozen cookies. So what we'll need for this here, now prepare the ingredients after this, is we need 2 cups, 4 sticks of unsalted butter, softened, 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese, softened. You will see I have a grand amount of cream cheese right now, and that's why I'm making this recipe. 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 tablespoons of sugar. I'm assuming that's granulated. Let's see, 3 tablespoons of sour cream, 1 teaspoon of salt. I might add just a half a teaspoon. I mean, a teaspoon for for 4 dozen doesn't sound like it's that much, but I'm watching salt, so I might take off half a teaspoon. And there's no yeast in this, so you don't need the salt for the yeast. But for the filling and to finish, let's see, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, let's see, 2 cups of filling, which in here they have raisins, chopped nuts, mixed jellies, or mini chocolate chips. That I'm going to hold off and make a little bit of a surprise, because my fillings I'm going to make is going to be a little bit different than those, and hopefully it turns out good still. We also want you to have 2 egg whites, plus 1 tablespoon of sugar for the glaze. Now, I was going to make this last weekend, but this is why I stopped. Step 1 is to, let's see, make the dough. In a bowl, mix together the butter, cream cheese, flour, sugar, sour cream, and salt until the dough just comes together. Divide into 4 discs, wrap in plastic wrap, and refrigerate overnight. So that's why. I was all gung-ho to make it. I wanted to make the whole thing, but this has a little bit of sitting time. So far, so good. I'll have to the ingredients. So the ingredients here, what we have here is a massive brick of cream cheese. And you can see in this particular brand, they have sectioned off parts here that's half-pound sections. So half pound should be 8 ounces. I'm just going to go ahead and trust that. And so I had some kind of cut off here, and we put in our bowl over here. So there's our half pound of cream cheese ready to go. Next we'll add to it is our 4 sticks of butter, and it should be kind of softened. The cream cheese should be softened, although depending on how the temperature in your house is, it might take a while. This here is unsalted butter, which I pretty much always use for anything sweet. But yeah, not very unsoftened yet. But I'm going to throw 4 sticks in there, and a stick of butter, depending on who's making it. Like this one's all shiny. Let me find another one here. Okay, like this one here, not so shiny, but if you can look there, it has sections. Tablespoon. What do you 4? 4 tablespoons, 1/4 cup. A whole stick like this is 8 tablespoons or half a cup of butter. And so this here takes 2 cups of butter. And I will just be throwing them in the bowl here, hopefully not dropping anything. Alright. And then what are we going from there? We have flour, we have sour cream. This should be actually an okay recipe to do. Very heart healthy conscience. But and this is probably one of the recipes that where if you make it, if you're gonna make one, you might as well make a bunch, because it does seem to have more labor intensity than your normal just roll out dough, cut your cookie type of stuff. This one here, I'm having trouble with the paper. Right. Okay, so we got 4 sticks of butter. Then we'll do the all-purpose flour. We need 4 cups of that. So I will go with flour here. And I got me a 1 cup measuring. 1 cup here. And so basically just start packing my cup full of flour, leveling off the top of it, you know, not packing it, you just do it lightly, and, you know, put it in here. So 1 cup. And what got me to do this recipe, actually, besides having the cream cheeses, was I was going to do a recipe called a kolache. And that too kind of follows the same kind of basis and probably is pretty close to the same dough. But I did not find a book right now with that recipe in it. So I'll be looking for that maybe later on. Not too much later because, you know, shelf life of cream cheese isn't forever. And maybe we'll be doing that one too, but this here's going to keep us in cookies here for a while. Us. And keep me in cookies for a while. Okay, so we got our 4 cups of flour. Nicely added to the mixture. And then we'll go on to 70s. Go on to our sugar. The sugar, 4 tablespoons of sugar. And this here is just saying sugar, so I'm assuming it means, you know, you're granulated. Plain old, you know, white crystallized sugar. So there's 1, 2, and it doesn't seem like it's too much really. 3 and 4. So maybe this is going to be a little slightly savory cookie recipe, or maybe it's going to, you know, want your filling to really shine as your sweetener. Okay, now we need, let's see, sugar, 3 tablespoons of sour cream, and then 1 of salt. So I'm going to just kind of get that there washed off to make sure the sour cream doesn't taste sweet next time we bust in that. 3 tablespoons of sour cream. And sour cream, when you open it up, it has like a little juicy in there, a little separation, so it's good to kind of, you know, scrape down your sides and give it a little stir. And this one here, I might need really the help of a knife. Come here, Excalibur. Alright. Get the knife out. Get it cleaned off here. Because this right here, I'm going to have to bring it out, and usually it comes in a gob. You know, you get like gob form like that, and then just scrape the knife and knock the rest of it back in. So you can get yourself a nice, not rounded teaspoon, you know, a nice flat teaspoon, right? Okay, so this is 1, 2, 2, no, and 3, oops, 3-ish, yeah. You don't want to add too much, you know, sometimes you can, you know, just kind of take a recipe and, you know, add a little bit extra here, take a little bit away, but, too much liquid might make your dough not just come out right, it might be a little bit too, you know, watery. Alright, so that there is it, and there's other ways to measure besides a tablespoon, but that's what we have today. So, got that done. Excalibur. Next, I got this big mass of ingredients in here, and I believe you mix it. Oh, some salt. And a little bit of salt there. Like I said, I'm not a salty person. I don't miss the flavor. So, and I don't think it brings anything to the recipe in this case. But now, I was thinking of you know, a blender, but I know my blender would probably die. You know, the one I have that I have used here. So I'm going to start this mess up with a masher. All right, something like this right here, and I'm just going to, you know, give it some mashing like this, and just work these ingredients all together. Now, as you can imagine, this is going to take some time. So let me pound away at it and show you what I come up with. Alright, so I moved on to the hand mixer, and look what had happened. I got all clumped up and gummed up. But, you know, it's incorporating pretty good together, nevertheless. And I do have this. I took the masher away and I brought back this this thing here that I showed before, I think the last cookbook review. Little thing here, you chop, 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 combine stuff together. And if I had this on a stick in a bigger, you know, chopping area, that'd be perfect for this recipe. But I'm going to still do a little bit more of this maybe, but it's really getting really a hard dough. I even put in the microwave a little bit for like 10 seconds to get those, you know, butters and cream cheese a little more softened. A little secret there, since it's not room temperature. And I'll go ahead and, I don't know, apply a little more of this, and then I'll go switch back to the other thing and hopefully get it incorporated together. This is about the halfway mixing spot. Okay, so the struggle is real here, folks. So using this tool here, smash it down, bring it up, turn around, and I'm just kind of, you know, still incorporating all the ingredients together, but at least it is making a dough. It's a nice solid dough. I don't know if you can see, but there's some nice marbling in there, right? You got the butter, the cream cheese in there. Most of the flour is worked in. You know, it's coming away from the bowl. So I'm going to probably switch to my hands, do a little more kneading, bring us into a ball of something, maybe, and then we're going to do some separation. And I'm still looking for like just big chunks of butter or cream cheese and give one of these cuts here. But you see, I'm getting quite the gummed up gauntlet. So let's switch these here, wash them real good, and then get in there and mess with them. Yeah, you can see this is a real dense dough, but when I got a marbleized spot, I just use a knife here, maybe even a fork you can do, and just, you know, do like this, do some micro blending. Like that, and then pick it up, turn around, smash it on down, and, you know, little stab action. But basically it's done. And this is a glass bowl and a tiled countertop, so in between I got a cork thing, right? This little tip there to make sure you don't break your bowls on your counter or chip your counters up. Okay, so this here is done, I think. Next what I'll be doing is portioning this into, I don't know, 3 or 4 portions. So I put down some plastic wrap there, maybe a little hard to see there. And I got about 1/4 of the mixture in a ball there. Let's kind of smash it down, make a disc out of it. Sloppily like this. And smash it a little bit more. Then we're going to wrap it up in the plastic wrap. Just kind of over like this. And like so. Get that like that. And this here will go in the refrigerator overnight. I don't know, that means just 8 hours or whatever, but yeah, overnight. So it can mingle, whatever, get harder. And I got 3 more of these to do. So case in point, this makes I think 48 cookies, and so you're doing 1/4 and a 1/4 and a 1/4 of the batter here, and that's going to make you get 12 out of each one of these. So just like a little disc like that, and in the fridge. We're going to make 3 more to go. Part of the filling, and this is going to be a universal thing I believe, is that you'll use for this partial filling is you use a 1/4 cup of sugar, right? Put in a bowl, and then we'll use a teaspoon of cinnamon, powdered cinnamon. Right, mix it in there, and go ahead and I'm going to use a little tined fork here to kind of mix this up. Right? And this here is going to be part of the filling. This is like, I think, a universal. I suppose if you don't like cinnamon sugar mixture, then don't use it, but I'm going with the recipe on this one. So, we got that. Then, we'll work on the glaze. And the glaze wants you to have 2 egg whites. Let's scoot on down here to glazing zone. And so, I got 2 little vessels here, and I will crack open an egg and show you some technique here. If you crack an egg, you kind of get it in half, get the shell in half there. You can kind of let your egg white drip off, like so. Maybe pass the yolk to the other shell, and you know, get that egg white separated from the egg. If you do it nice and gently like so, without breaking the yolk, without putting any shell in anything. And then this egg yolk, I will just toss over in the other bowl. Right here. Alright? And shells, put them down the garbage disposal for now. And so it's 1 egg white. Ooh, hard break. Now they do have other contraptions you can do to separate your egg yolk from the egg whites, but this method works pretty good for me most of the time. Just back and forth, let it drip into your bowl below. Alright, and then put that over there. Got a little bit of egg on my hand, so I'll wash that off. Then for this glaze also, what you want is a tablespoon of sugar added to your egg whites. So I'll kind of put it in like so, and give it a little mix. This is going to make a little sweet glaze is what they're going for. Okay, so I got that mixed in fairly good. And now, with these egg yolks here, you got 2 of them there, you see. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a 3rd egg, crack it open here, and I'll just let that whole egg sit in there with those 2 yolks. Right? And then, with that mixture, I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it. You know, or cream or something like that. Not too much though. And then I'll take this and mash it up with a fork. Right, get those yolks all busted open now. Maybe I need a bigger bowl. I don't know, this is okay, I guess. Okay, and then I'll get the fork here. Quick wash down. Okay, so then we have that there. And what we do with this here, we'll take it, eggy goodness, over here to where we have a frying pan with some onion, which is pretty much sauteed to death. A little bit of olive oil was in there, and some garlic butter. We'll add this to it. Alright? And just give it a little stir, you know, get these yolks separated a little bit more. And then I like to just let that rest a little bit. You guys watch that. I take care of business over here. Right. Okay, so then this right here, I'll just, you know, kind of let it bubble up some with a nice scrape. And this here is a, I don't know what kind of pan is this, ceramic pan. So I really don't have to have the fat in there at all, but you know what? Fat's good for you in some amounts. But I just kind of stir it here and just kind of flip it over some. And try to get the you know, the runny parts to the heat and the other parts not. Right, and right about now I'm going to add some. This is totally optional. Some Shito pepper. Ground Shito. I'll stick that in there. Right. And, you know, give it some more stirs. Get it all combined in there. Got my trusty little silicone stirring stick spatula that I like here. A little OXO brand, I believe. I think they still make it, hopefully. Okay, so that there is pretty much scrambled up. You know, if you keep stirring it too much, you know, let it sit there, you get smaller scrambles. And if you let it just kind of sit there, then you can get bigger, chunkier scrambles. So I got that there, and then what I will probably do from here is I'll just hit it with some. Got some 4 cheese mixture here, shredded already. I just kind of, you know, put some of that like that, and there we go. That right there is going to take care of breakfast for me this morning. If you have any questions on this, let me down below. And oh, we'll get right back to the Rugelach here in a little bit. Let's talk fillings now. We're going to fill these things with. So I'm going to do 2. They say in the cookbook to do, quote, they want 2 cups of filling, raisins, chopped nuts, mixed jellies, or mini chocolate chips. Now, it's not necessarily all together, but they want 2 cups of this stuff. So I'm going to try to make up at least a cup of one kind and a cup of another kind. And so the cup of one kind over here, I got me some cream cheese. I think it's probably half a cup block there. I'm going to add to it a tablespoon of powdered sugar. Right, some confectioner's sugar. If I can get the tablespoon in there. And this is the way I get stuff set in place. Powdered sugar. Tablespoonish. Okay. Make sure that's not cornstarch. Great. Then I'm going to take a fork with tines and just try to mix this up together. And that's going to take some time. So, in the other bowl here, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons. I'm not too sure. I'm just kind of winging this. You know, this might be a little bit of a derailment here, but I'll take 2 tablespoons of culinary lavender. Right, it's going to be a classic flavor here, hopefully. But I just happen to have some culinary lavender here that I got from somewhere. And that comes in a bag. It's all lavender florets. I almost dropped on the floor. And I'm going to see if I can get 2 tablespoons worth in there. I don't know if it's going to be overkill or not. But let's see here. Basically we got 1-ish. And 2-ish. Right? Take a little whiff here. Yeah, it's lavender from 500 years ago. Okay, so we got that. And what we're going to mix with said lavender is to kind of reconstitution it a little bit. I'm going to pop in just a little bit of the lemon juice I got here. Hopefully that's not too much there. And we'll give it a stir here in a moment with this teaspoon with some cinnamon still in it. Okay, just try to get this stuff soaked in a little bit. Alrighty. Now, while that's soaking, I'm going to get back to smashing this stuff here. Okay, right, there you can see I forked that mixture pretty good. And over here, the lavender is a little bit reconstituted there with that lemon juice. Come back to life a little bit. So what we're going to do next over here in the cream cheese called sugar mixture is going to add our friend half a cup of chocolate chips. Now, this is where it'd be nice if I had the mini chocolate chips, but I have what I have. So I'm going to just smash them down here, and if I, crush them a little bit, I'm not going to care about it. But the purpose here is to basically get this reincorporated into this mixture, and I'll handle that later. So back to this side here, we got our lavender, and what we're going to add to it here is some lemon curd, right? Which is their name for strong lemon jelly stuff. And we're going to do we're going to try to do about 3-4 tablespoons of this stuff. Just kind of, get in there by guesstimate. Okay, I think that's good on this one here. And we're going to, we have another special ingredient for this pile. And that is going to be clotted cream. Right? Put that right there. So, got some good old double cream, clotted cream, whatever, imported from out of town. And then I'm just going to kind of, get some of it too. I'm trying to get basically another half cup mixture over here of something. So, this stuff's pretty much not fun to work with either. Let's pop it in there. And you know what? Pretty close. This is going to be cream cheese. But we'll do like that. I'm assuming that is about 2 tablespoons or so. Alright. Now then, we have that mixture of the lavender, the 2 tablespoons, maybe 2.5 of double cream, clotted cream, and about 4 or 3-ish of the lemon curd. Now, oh, and of course the lemon juice in it too. Now, basically that there just gets mixed together so it looks nice. And, take out a few spoons and knives and whatnot. So I'll work on both mixing these two together, and we'll get back to dough. This part of the video is sponsored by Big Marble Slab. You want to roll out some dough, make some nice cookies or something, but yet you have tiled countertops with nooks and crannies and tiled grouts in it? Then Big Marble Slab is what you need. And with the Big Marble Slab here, we're going to do a little bit of a flour dusting right in the middle, and just kind of sprinkle it all out like this here. And then we'll retrieve one of our discs of dough from the fridge where it stayed overnight, and actually a little longer than that. I don't know if you have to do like overnight or just 8 hours or 6 hours, something like that, but some people know how to do this all fancy and flip it out and it pops out and lands just great. Me, I'm not that person. So, there's my disc. Saran wrap goes bye-bye. And, to go with Big Marble Slab, we got a big marble rolling pin. And, let's see, this right here we want to roll out to a 1/4 inch thickness. Now, I haven't rolled out dough in a while, so we'll just see what happens here. Now, other things that you can do is if you don't know, 1/4 inch, you can get spacers for your rolling pin that that go around them. And they, yeah, you can do 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, whatever. Whoops. Alright, as it kind of, you know, gets warmed up, it rolls out a little bit easier. And you're trying to make a circle. Keep it still a circle type size here, which I'm slightly obliterating here because now I'm getting down to my 1/4 inch. I just need to get my circle back. Alright. Now we're getting down to an 1/8 inch maybe. Okay, so we got 1/4 inch-ish. Now then, it says to take your cinnamon mixture, your cinnamon sugar mixture, and divide into fourths. So this is a cup and a teaspoon. So basically, it is a 5 teaspoons. So I'm going to use a tablespoon to kind of get in here and get the cinnamon out there, and just you know, do a little bit more than a tablespoon per disc, and just kind of make it rain, right? All over the dough. And if you do like I just did in you know, blistering area, just going to take your clean hand and, you know, work it in a little bit like this. Okay, then I was a little bit surprised about this, but maybe this is the easy version, maybe not. You take your mixture, your stuffing you're going to put in here. And so let's start with something messy here. This is our lemon curd lavender. And so since I got 4 discs, 2 discs will be this and 2 will be the other stuffing. So I'm going to do half of this in here. Right? That's about half. I could measure that. I think a cup is 16 tablespoons, so you're looking for about 8 tablespoons of this mixture. And I'm just going to work it out here. I guess I should have started with plopping out in the beginning, but I'm going to work it out to the sides, almost like you're making a pizza. Okay, enough of that for sure. I want to get to that back edge. And next is going to be the fun part, because this is where if you make perfectly round discs, then it's going to help out a lot easier. But since I did not, we'll just use our imaginations on this, right? Alright, so spreading it out. Some more down here. And come on. And this here I'm not going to use my hands to, you know, help spread it out. But I'm going to just go with a finer, not so hard of a pressing down of the spoon, but you know, a finer spoon roll just to get that finer, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Smooth it out, nice and smooth. Okay, so we've got a little pizza there. Now then, what we're going to do here is do some cutting on this. And the way we're going to cut this is with a pizza cutter. Now there could be, you know, dough cutters, I think. And pizza cutters you don't use like this. You know, supposedly use like this, like a stabbing motion. So let's see, we want 12 out of this, so I'll cut down the middle, hopefully. That's 1, 2, cut in half. 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot count. 7, 8, 9, 10. What do we got there? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Alright, well, something's off. Yeah, it's probably me. But now what we'll do is do a little rolling action. So, get me this here, and kind of pull something away. Pull a piece away, I'll get the best looking one here. Just kind of bring it back like this. And we're going to roll this little triangle into a crescent. So we start at the, it said the long edge, but right here, the wide edge here. And tuck it in. And just roll it up. Trying to make sure you don't squeeze out all your frosting or your drippings, whatever's in there. Alright, and then I'll plop it like this. Yeah, like this, a little leak on the side. And over to a cookie sheet that I already had prepared like that. See, they're just going to sit there, and I'm going to add fringe to it. So, I'm going to finish this roll, and we'll go back to the next one with the other top. I rolled this other one out. I rolled it out, and made an oblong shape of it. So I'll go back to the cinnamon sugar mixture. Sprinkle it on. A little bit more. Get that 4 teaspoons plus some. Give it some rub-a-dubber. Alright, then try not to knock it all off the dough, because you don't want it on the dough. Not on the floor either, but today is cleaning day, so. Okay, so we got this here on, and now comes the hard part. For this right here, we have a little more of a thicker mixture. We're going to use half of our cream cheese, sour cream, no, cream cheese, powdered sugar, and chocolate chip mixture. And we're going to just kind of, press it on type of thing. This is going to be a train wreck, I'm sure, but let's make it half of it on here first. Yeah, it's about halves. Okay, then I just have to worry about smashing it all down. Because let me tell you, it wants to stick to the fork more than it does this sugared powdery surface. And I'm really going to make a weird little pizza version of this one, maybe. Get in there, you. After all, I mean, what's more important, the looks or the taste of it? We'll just see here. But smash it down, smash it down. Try not to smash it too much in the dough, because that'll just make it weak. And now I'm thinking that jams and jelly is the way to go. Or I guess what they would say is not cream cheese. Because, I mean, there's cream cheese in the dough. But, chocolate chips would have been fun, just, sprinkle them on there. But making this here, this is a little bit difficult. So, what I'm going to do now is something I thought about how to do it before anyways, is I'm going to just, I'm going to cut it. And, I'm going to cut it and pack it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. This here seems too much, so I'm actually going to do. This here seems like it's too big, but if I do that, it'd be too small. Oh, bother. Okay. And here I'm going to do, so I'm going to take some of this cream cheese mixture, proportionally, spread on this end part here, and roll that up. Get my little piece go in here. Maybe I'll just put a little bit more in here, just to see, get a feeling of how much can sit in here. Alright, so kind of lift and roll. Get the gum off the side. Okay. Not the same, but it's packed full of goodness in there, I know it. put that on the cutting board, the cookie sheet, and I'll continue this little method until I get my stuff all rolled up. So, warning here, if you try to be creative like me and use cream cheese, it probably won't like you. Jelly spreads easier. You know, just chopped up nuts, whatever, that would probably spread easier, of course, because it's all loose. But sticky stuff, like this here, don't want to spread easy. Which might be fine if I just make a little pocket here. You know, tuck it in. And get a little smash down and then, you know, rolled up to close it. Alright. Okay. Croissanted. And I'll continue this here until I finish this little masterpiece here. And then I'll continue with the second batch of the dough. So I get all my dough done here. We'll continue what we do before we bake it. Alright, so if rolling out dough is not your thing, you can't make a circle with this stuff, you know, just go ahead and make what you can. You know, I already made, I think, 24 something, 40, 30, I don't know. A good amount of them, you know, slightly triangular, whatever. And so now I'm just going to kind of, you know, take over. And with this not rolled out squared piece of dough, I'm going to, you know, do the cinnamon, just like before. I'm going to see how much more topping I have, because I noticed my topping was running a little thin there. My lavender curd. But I will, see, pretty empty on that too. I'm going to plop some of that in here. And let's see what happens next, shall we? Because I don't know, I mean, do I want to still try to do the triangular shape, the crescent rolls, I'm assuming what's supposed to look like rolls, you know, a crescent moon? Or do I want to go on a limb here and do something else to try to just save what I got? Let's see. Spread this here out, mighty thin, I'd say. And now it's, you know, it's still not totally lost. You know, I could take my little cutter and cut triangular shapes out of this, or I could do something else. Okay, so we got this here going. Something out there. Alright, and don't forget this corner down here. Get in there. And over here too. Okay. So we got a little bit of this jam mixture, or lemon curd, everywhere. And, right, what to do now. We can certainly take our, triangular piece here and do something like this. Oops. Then roll this guy up. Right, just make a little tiny one now. Just fine. Just gotta watch them, make sure they don't burn when you're cooking them. But reach in here so you can't see anything. Make a little tiny one there. Okay, then what we'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and grab a secret ingredient again. No, not yet. I'll take this and I'll give it one of these. And then make some strips here like so. Alrighty. And this little guy, I won't forget about him. Because you know what? I'll make the tiniest triangle ever right there. And one more. Okay. So, we still got some crescents coming. But then I cut it into strips because I basically rolled out, you know, squares there. And that should be fine. I mean, no, not on presentations, not on, you know, doing it by the book per se. But we'll get from the fridge more of these. Let's see here. Right? Like that. Because everyone knows that chocolate saves the day. Unless you're not into chocolate. And these here is kind of, you know, once again, it's better to fan them out beside your gobby hand, but alright, now someone's going to say it probably needs more chocolate. And you're probably right. But we're going to go with this. Too much in that one. Just to see how it goes. So I'm going to make a little line up here at the top actually. And grab this here. And just give it some, get my chocolate more in than out. Give it a tuck. And roll. There. Made a log. Almost like a crescent. Only, it's a log. Okay, so I'll continue to do this mess and be back with the oven part again. Preheating here at 375 degrees, and they bake for they say 25 to 30 minutes. But I'll check on around 20 probably. But the last ingredient here to put on here is the egg whites and sugar mixture. You got a little brush here, and just kind of brush them on each of the Rugelach. Give a nice little sugary coat. A glaze per se. And like I said, I'm just going to go over once over with this, and then I'll go back over if I think it needs more, or if I have left over by the time I get to the end of this. I'm using this pan because this is the best one out of the 3 pans I filled. This one here, it looks like it's rolled about the best. So, I'll get these egged up, glazed up, and wait for the oven to beep off, saying it's at the right temperature, and we'll throw them in and then see what happens, right? Alrighty, a little extra on that one. Okay. Yeah, egg on the floor. There we go, some nice golden brown crust on that. Rugelach, right? So, nice crescent shape there. That's a good one. And you know what? This pan isn't too bad. I transferred them to a wired rack there so they can cool better. And I did notice that some of them, it seems like the ones with the cream cheese and the chocolate chips, you know, they're staying intact in there. But the other one with the lemon curd and lavender, they've kind of bled out a little bit. Case in point, you know, we got this one over here, which is just a mess. But, you know, and some of them just kind of, you know, fall apart in there. A little bit loose, whatever. But the main thing is, for me, well, is, you know, some presentation, but I wonder how it tastes here. See, luckily we got the parchment paper here. So, this crunchy part at the end, which you might just take off if you're going to display them ever, that's pretty chewy. But, lemony lavendery. Mmm. Inside, it's still slightly warm, so maybe it'll firm up more afterwards. But it's pretty good. Kind of a little bit dense in there, kind of fluffy though. Lemony, lavender, not bad. So I'll put this aside for now, and take a look at this little bitty one here. Oh, look at me! I'm just small. This one here is nice. You know, fun size, right? Oh. Mm-hmm. That is delicious. So, if you have something that's, you know, oh, another thing I might want to point out real quick here, while I'm just testing these out, is the cooking times. You know, ovens vary, and so even though I had the 375, I found it actually took, in that oven, only probably like 17 and a half minutes or so, and this is what I got. I smelled them, smelled delicious, looked inside, so I was kind of like, this colorish, I'm like, that's good enough for me. So I didn't leave it in there for another 2 minutes or so before it's going to be even darker. But, yeah, that's pretty good stuff in there. But, you know, once again, if you put like just nuts, just chocolate chips, something not so saucy, maybe I made that a little bit too saucy with the lemon juice, maybe the curd. But they do say jams and jellies, so I don't know. Although this is pretty tasty, pretty kind of hard to make. I mean, unless you can roll out dough in a circle, which some people can. Or I guess I could have cheated and just took, you know, like a cake pan. You take a cake pan, turn it upside down, press it down, make me a perfect circle, boom. But that dough I was working with, it's kind of like, it's like, you know, your normal cookie dough at this point. Like if you have some scraps, you remix it together. Now I had some, and I folded it over, and it basically made layers. And that's where my logs came from that I have over yonder. But yeah. So let me do a little let me clamp a little bit here and do a little aftermath on the cookbook. Alright, so mine may not have turned out this way in particular, but if you just put like chocolate chips in there loose, it probably kind of came like this one up here. And if I look around here at these here, it does look like some jelly jam might have leaked out a little bit. And they just kind of cleaned up the sides, maybe not as much as mine. But, whoa. Anyhow, that closes this here recipe, Rugelach. And there's plenty more in here, plenty of good pictures and stuff. This book here, got some more data here. It came out in April 14th, 2020, so it's not terribly old, not terribly rare. You can still find it. Right now it's going for about between $13, $14 on different websites. And has, let's see, an ISBN of 978-0-7893-9. Let me start that over again. ISBN of 978-0-7893-3675-0. In case you want to try to find the same book here. Universal Press, not Universal, Universe Press. And with Jin Fujikawa. I think I said that right, Jin Fujikawa. And she, from what I understand, has, I think that her main thing that I read up online is talking about she used to work as a theme park Imagineer, I think, something like that, and then she turned food blogger, designer. And she does have a couple of, I think, Instagram, Twitter out there, so you can find her by her name. She has at least, I think, 3 other cookbooks credited to her right now, but tons of recipes on her websites. And a real big Star Wars fan, so a lot of Star Wars recipes on there. That's about her. And as a collector, you know, since I like the show, you know, I think the recipes are good in here. I think she did a good job with them. Or maybe they are Beverly Goldberg's recipes. Although I think there's a part where they talk about the 7 meatloaf that I think she says that she really just uses 3 in it. And but they do make it with, I think, 7 in this cookbook. So, you know, they made some recipes based on the show and vice versa. But I think the recipes are solid. The cookbook's fun. It's a good read. And yeah, if you're a fan of the show, you know, I think this is a cookbook to put on the shelf and keep. So any questions, comments, you know, leave them down below. If there's another cookbook you'd like me to try to go through and review and whatnot, let me know. And thanks for watching.